we're going to talk about the apocalypse. So, you know, um, welcome to the apocalypse. I am your guide. Um, so I want to dive into something that QJ sent me earlier this week, talking about like various culminations of um, what did Kate call it? It was basically the apocalyptic um, hey, the world's gonna end, be scared type thing. Another fear tactic. I need to I need to look that up again, but it all comes down to various places online talking about the 144,000. You'll hear that number, or the 144 megahertz. That's another one. And then there's always lots of things culminating around the end of April, beginning of May, because of springtime. Springtime. So today is the flower moon. It is a full moon, and when you look at all of the individuals who are talking about the astrological signs with the moon, is about how systems are coming to an end, or like it's all about closure and things coming to an end. And so all of these things kind of culminating online, people talking about what does all of this mean? Is the world ending? No, it's not. The world's not ending. I mean, you could quit your job, find something else to do, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. So this is where we're going to start talking about the various fear-led stories, as well as various religious movements. So we're going to have lots of fun. Buckle up, because we're moving, like literally we're moving. Right now in the car, my little time machine. But here we go. So 144,000 is talking about, and they talk about it in Revelation, about how like these are the faithful, essentially. And what it is the 12 tribes of Israel times the 12, it's all talking about this 12. And it's really interesting because then as you pull in, that's in the Christian biblical texts of the book of Revelation, you have them talking about the faithful and the end of days and all this stuff, and everyone kind of speculating. And what it really comes down to is that as individuals have lived life and they start seeing all of these patterns within life, They can see when things start to really change and when they get to this point of just the old world is gone, the new world is coming in. And that's where, like, when people talk about, well, there's the first world and there's the third world, but no one talks about the second world. So what's the second world? And all of that really comes down to the element of these conspiracies on who is in control at any given time. Because, you know, everyone wants to be the one in power until they're the one in power, and then they start fucking shit up, and everyone hates them, and they're like, I don't want to do this anymore. And, you know, the various tropes of, we all need to be on the same page. No, we don't all need to be on the same page. But it would help if we were, like, in the same, because then we would at least understand what the other is talking about. And I have made my career getting paid to read is really what it comes down to. Getting paid to listen, getting paid to read. My job was to be an observer. And I observed lots of things, and I learned lots of things. And in all of these observations, there comes a point in time where you have to move from being just the observer to actually provide as a witness. And as different systems have moved and changed, and individuals come out to provide their witness statements on what they saw, knew to be true, without their speculation as to what is happening, and provide the various, like, reporting mechanisms to share said information. And then there is the ability to control the narrative of the story through what witnesses you choose to listen to and choose to provide, and whether or not the witness has been coerced, badgered, like all of these various things. So as we move into the ability of understanding who or what is, who or what is in control of the narrative, we tend to see who is in control of the timeline. And when we have what seems to be an infinite number of sources to review, and the requirement by law to have a right to a speedy trial, I think is the way it's worded, what ends up happening is individuals will hold on and hoard information until a time that they can, definitively prove liability of harm. Does that make sense? So it all comes into the various court systems, and then you also have the identification of a reasonable person, and what is a reasonable person, and what does a reasonable person believe to be true, and what needs to happen in order to, I will park right here, and wait for baby girl. All right, so, there we go. Cool. So, what a reasonable person believes to be true. That's where I left off. So you have the various journalistic viewpoints, and you have to be able to determine what bias each one is using. And then, like Fox News went through this whole thing about, a reasonable person would take all of our stuff as satire. And they take this statistical standpoint without realizing that the manner in which information is portrayed and the manner in which information is shared, received, all of that, plays into what a reasonable person would believe to be true. So, as the apocalypse is culminating, and there's the 144,000 faithful, and hey, you found me through the algorithm, great things are going to happen, is all meant to give you a little bit of a sense of false hope, but it's not completely wrong either. So you end up in this pull of how do you determine what is real, what is unreal, and then even there, you have to understand the various perspectives that come into play, especially when you're dealing with a story that is factual. And then you have individuals who will talk around an idea because if they lie, they can be sued for defamation of an individual, especially if that lie caused, downstream issues. So all of that kind of comes into creating and understanding the various narratives that we see playing out in the world, all over online, all over the various platforms, who said what, where, and then you have the random anonymous group of this is something that needs to be shared. However, I need to do it anonymously because I feel like my life is at risk. And that is the area where various individuals start getting death threats and, hey, you need to change that story, especially with the betting markets and prediction markets and all of that stuff. Which, oh, I didn't say that. I'm so excited. So everyone knows that QJ and I have been working on some stuff together. And all of that is at the amazing sponsorship of Astrolith, my Astrolith hoodie that I absolutely love. And Astrolith focuses on space resource utilization and how we can use space resources to learn how to better use our resources on Earth. And it's all about helping to create a circular space economy that is equitable for all. And it's so cool, and I'm so excited about it. But QJ and I have put together some proposals for it is the Quantum Industry Challenge, and we're moving on to the second phase. So both of our proposals have moved through, one of which is dealing with prediction markets, which I'm really excited about. But the thing with prediction markets is that as individuals, you know, the whole insider trading bit of, do you know what is about to happen and how it's going to affect the various markets of trade. And baby girl is here. Hi. I'm on live video, just so you know.
Hello, strangers.
Strangers on the internet. I think I saw that meme, like, the millennials. So millennials grew up being told to, you know, watch out for strangers and be careful who you talk to online.
Stranger danger. Don't get in a car with a random stranger. Don't meet random people from the internet. Gen Z, here's Uber.
Yeah.
Or hire someone from a stranger from the internet to drive you places.
Exactly. I love it.
Yeah, I've seen that one before.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. Anywho, so the prediction markets is what I was talking about. Prediction markets. You don't know what prediction markets are?
I do not.
Do you want to learn, or do you want me to just keep talking?
Just keep talking.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you anyways. Because I'm mom, and we're in the car.
Here, you get a choice. Just kidding, you don't get a choice.
Well, I feel like I need to explain it a little bit to help my brain as well. So prediction markets, there's a couple websites you can go and make your predictions. The problem is you can make predictions like,
You're gambling on fake things?
No, you're gambling on real life. Like, people gambled on, and this is what the big thing is right now, is every time Trump makes an announcement, like, before he makes the announcement, there's all these trades going on online, and these bets placed on, like...
How batshit insane it's going to be?
No. Like, hey, is America going to bomb Iran by the 30th of March? Or is this person going to die by this time?
Jeez.
Yeah, like, actual...
Strangers on the internet, make smart choices. Make smart choices.
I love her so much.
What I tell the kids every day.
I know. So these are the prediction markets. And the Trump admin, there's all sorts of stuff about insider trading and what. But that's one of the things that we're doing for the industry challenge that QJ and I moved on to phase 2. So that's why I was talking about it, was that the prediction market and the quantum level and the impact that it's going to have. And also, we're living in the apocalypse. And, yeah. I'm going to take baby girl home, and then I'm going to start dropping a whole bunch of stuff. Instagram is dumb because I can't go live on it. And I was going to jump around and do all sorts of crazy stuff, so I've got to circle back around that plan to think of how I can do the frequency hopping, but more to come. Have a great day!